What's up, ladies, gents, and everyone in between? Shoe Booty Sports coming at you Tuesday evening. I'm your host, Graham Powell, on this screen, and the crispy, clean Arkansas Razorback hat on the other screen is Bradley Brown. Say what's up, Bradley.
How's it going? It only looks clean on the screen. It's if you looked at it closely, it's got a little bit of dust on.
So you don't have to look that close to see that this is a very worn hat that I'm wearing, but still one of my favorites nonetheless. We're both repping Arkansas today for a special occasion. We'll get to that in a bit. First, before we get started, let's give a quick shout out to our sponsor. Shoe Booty Sports is presented by Rhino Races. Rhino Races is a virtual race series that offers 5 different races: a 5K, 10K, half marathon, a marathon, and the one of a kind Rhino Ultra. You can sign up for one or all 5 of their races at rhinoraces.com. Run your race at your convenience. Track it with your fitness app of choice. Screenshot your results as proof of completion. Submit that screenshot to rhinoraces.com under the submit results section. Once your results are verified by Rhino Races staff, your award will be shipped to you by mail. Also, check out their gear section while you're there for t-shirts, wristbands, decals, and more. That's rhinoraces.com. Rhino Races is the premier virtual running series. And you can find us, Shoe Booty Sports, on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow us on X at Shoe Booty Sports. So let's go ahead and get to that. Men's College World Series underway, well underway at this point. Two unbeaten teams left in Coastal Carolina on that side of the bracket, and then LSU on the other side of the bracket. Is that correct?
I believe that's correct.
As I take a sip of water here. Of course, Coastal Carolina won it all in 2016. LSU won it just a couple of years ago. Very storied program at LSU. Really Coastal Carolina too for their size of program, but of course winning the whole thing in 2016. Big deal for them. They're back in it. Looking good for those teams. LSU got another win today, a 9-5 win over UCLA. I believe it was 9-5. That game started last night and got postponed or suspended because of rain, and it picked back up at 10 a.m. this morning. I had it on at work just because I was hoping. I didn't think it would happen, but I was hoping UCLA would make a comeback and that Arkansas could get a slightly fatigued LSU team in tonight's game at 6 p.m., which Arkansas has LSU in less than 1 hour, 52 minutes to go, 51 minutes and change, to be exact. Arkansas LSU elimination game. The winner of that, Arkansas UCLA elimination game. It was wishful thinking there. Yeah, Arkansas UCLA elimination game at 6 p.m. Central Time tonight. The winner of that one will go on to play LSU tomorrow night at 6 p.m., I believe. I was wanting UCLA to win because I wanted, like I said, Arkansas to play LSU when maybe they're a little fatigued, maybe coming off a loss, so maybe a little down going into the game. And you're probably going to see their third best pitcher at that point.
Yeah.
So Arkansas's best chance to knock out LSU would be for someone to upset them like a UCLA, and then Arkansas just has to beat them once. Like you beat them one time, then you move on. You move on to play what would have been UCLA, and you would have had to have beaten them twice. But I'd rather try to beat UCLA twice than LSU.
Same.
Arkansas LSU, the first game that you and I watched of the College World Series, and it was really all LSU. It
was really all that second inning. That's all it was. Other than that, it was great arms on both sides. But yeah, that second inning was killer. And then of course the late inning cutoff from left field. I don't know if the guy around in third, if he had him beat or not, but we'll never know. The pitcher cut that throw off and let him score an insurance run late in the game. So Other than that, man, it was just solid pitching all around.
Not for Arkansas's ace, it wasn't. He didn't.
Yeah. Other
There's
than
a
the second.
reason. I was say there's a reason he was pulled midway or early in the second inning. Because yeah, he didn't look good. Of course, LSU will do that to you, but he wasn't hitting his spots like he normally is. Not like he did against Tennessee or Texas. It wasn't his best outing when you really need to have your best outing, the outing of your life against what I think is the best team in the tournament or in the country in LSU. But Gabe Gackle came in and lit it up. The relief pitcher came in and lit it up. He was excellent. And Gage Wood was even better last night. But we'll talk about that in a minute. But you're right about everything else. Now, the throw home, I think the guy would have beaten the throw anyway. That what LSU's fourth run. I think he would have beaten the throw regardless if it wasn't cut off. But you still let that go. If you still let that throw go,
You still got to give it a chance.
yeah, you still got to give it a chance. I think he would have beaten it, but you still got to let it go either way. But that pretty much ended it. After that, I was like, yeah, it's over. You're not scoring. You're not scoring 3 runs to tie it in the next inning against this pitching staff. You're not going to do it. Like, the things that Arkansas does well, pitching and hitting, and like they're elite at it, and LSU is above. They're even above that. LSU is above that on both sides, pitching and hitting, than Arkansas. LSU's the bet. Like when LSU won, it's like, yeah, Arkansas did the things that I've been critical of, watching what or swinging at balls, watching strikes. That's their biggest weakness at the plate, especially the third baseman, the Australian, I or something. Can't remember his full last name. Um, but that's my critique of this team. They watch way too many third strikes, a lot of third strikes that they just let go by. And it's missed opportunities. I mean, if it's close, swing the bat, give yourself a chance. And I know that's easier said than done. From us sitting here, at a desk behind a microphone, not having to watch 95 mile per hour pitches um, of every angle. It's easier to armchair that and say that the reaction time you have is very, 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 very minimal. I get
Yeah.
that. But these guys are capable. And if it's close and you have 2 strikes, swing the bat. Swing the bat. You learn that at a very early age. You learn that in Little League. So it was more of that Saturday night. But LSU moved on. Arkansas dropped to the losers bracket, took on Murray State yesterday, Monday afternoon. Game started at 1 p.m. When I checked the score, I was at work, of course. When I checked the score, it was 1-0 Arkansas, so I'm naturally nervous. I didn't realize Gage Wood had a perfect game going up until the 8th inning. And
I didn't either.
and we were like, my coworker had it pulled up on his phone as we were walking out. And he said something like, "Oh, they just got a hit," talking about Murray State. And I'm not looking at his phone, so I can't tell. I just got to take his word for it. I got in the car, and they were talking about the players weren't talking to him or anything like that. I was like, well, no, the perfect game is still going, man, if nobody's talking to him. I did hear, I listened to the rest of the game on the radio. Heard that he, hit a guy in the foot, doing that on the way home, or I heard that on the way home. And then I listened to the final 3 outs, no, the final 2 outs sitting in my driveway, just sitting in my driveway with the AC on. And yeah, it was great to hear that he struck out 19, the 19th batter, and to get the first no hitter in the College World Series since 1960. And this made national news. My mom was telling me she was watching like the ABC nightly news, I think, and that it came across the screen.
He
That
was on Pat McAfee today, which is pretty cool to watch at lunchtime.
Yeah, I didn't watch it. Heard it was a very good interview. I don't know if it was or it was from an Arkansas.
It was. Yeah.
So it was coming from like an Arkansas Razorback uh, network, like as like social media site. So I was like, well, they could be a little biased here. I don't know if it's that electric, but they were talking like it was a really good interview. So, but good for him, kid from Batesville. Been a very good pitcher for Arkansas, and had the game of his life when he had to. But Arkansas has moved on. They got UCLA in 45 minutes. I'm excited about it. Let's go ahead and pick that one. We got Arkansas, right? We're not going against our
Yeah.
guys, are we?
We've got Arkansas, but hopefully it's in 45 minutes. Right now, the game before them is all tied up in the bottom of the ninth. So, uh, yeah, Louisville did a pretty good job at squandering away their lead in the top of the ninth. Uh, Routine ground ball to shortstop. The guy olays it, and it goes into left center and let two score to tie up the game. So that was fun. But yeah, they're still going. So hopefully it ends on time and we can start on time. But we'll see.
Oregon State doing Oregon State stuff. I mean, they have a lot of magic in these
Thriving off of
World
others'
Series.
mistakes.
You just had to
That is
break
Oregon
that.
State. So thriving off of others' mistakes. So
Just had to
good
connect
for
the
them.
dots, didn't you? You can't help yourself on this show. You've done it multiple times. You connect the dots. I wasn't even trying to go there, and you just went. You connected the full dot. You went freaking Doc Brown when he had to climb the tower and connect the wires
Yes.
for the flux capacitor to work when the lightning bolt hit at the exact time. You went out of your way to climb the tower and grab the other end of that and connect the wire, connect the dots there to bring that up.
Yes.
All right, as long as you know that. You like that analogy at least? That I want to reach for Doc Brown for that Back to the Future reference.
It's a pretty good analogy. I'll give
I
it to
thought
you.
so. It worked. If you're first listening, you're probably like, "Where's he going with this?" And no, I found a way. Found a way to make it work. You're welcome, everyone. Okay. Uh, who do we see in the final though? Like we got Arkansas
Oh,
tonight, but we it's LSU on that side of the bracket, right?
I think you got to go with East Carolina, right?
Coastal Carolina.
Or Coastal Carolina. You got to go with Coastal Carolina. Because when's the last time they lost a game? What, April?
Oregon State, though, man, it's Oregon State. I have nightmares about them, as do you, clearly.
No, it was just fresh on my mind because I had to explain it to a guy at work yesterday. So,
Yeah, I'll say Coastal Carolina. It's like you said, they're ridiculously hot. They're that talented. Uh,
they're
yeah,
Hansel, man. So hot right now. They're good.
wow. Zoolander reference. Didn't see that
Yes.
making a
Yeah.
reference. Some of our listeners might not even know what that movie is.
Probably
But
not.
yeah, Zoolander reference and Back to the Future reference has made its what references have made their way onto this show tonight. I'm pretty proud of that, low key. Yeah, I would agree with that. I'll say Coastal Carolina, LSU. I feel more confident about LSU because that's just the best team in the tournament. Uh, but yeah, Coastal Carolina probably the favorite to come out of that side of the bracket. Certainly in the best position right now. Haven't lost a game yet. That's the thing. If Arkansas gets past UCLA tonight, they got to beat LSU two times. Now, if you beat them that next night, I guess it would be what Thursday night. Is my math correct here? No, it'd be tomorrow
I don't
night.
know. It'd be tomorrow, yeah.
It would be
They gotta
tomorrow
get they
night.
gotta get the championship series started by the weekend.
Yes.
So
So it would be tomorrow night. You win tomorrow night. I guess momentum's on your side, and if anything, you got to LSU like maybe doubting themselves a little bit. But yeah, that's a tough team to beat two times. Arkansas couldn't beat them once. Couldn't beat them one time in the regular season. So just to beat them once
yeah,
would
we did.
be
We beat them.
they did win.
The last series, the first game was a close one, second game was a blowout, and then we beat them Sunday.
They did avoid the sweep, didn't they?
Yes.
Okay. I just had it in their mind that they got swept. I think because that's the one that I missed. No, you're right. Yes, you are right because I didn't watch the game, but I did say, okay, we at least beat them once. Like we lost the series, but we at least
Yes.
beat them once.
And one of those losses was a walk-off win. So for LSU. So it was close. We had two close games and split them. And then, the other one was just a complete blowout. So
Yeah. Well, the one Saturday night felt like a blowout. I don't remember
that was
what
the
the
one you
final.
watched. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm talking about this past this past weekend, the College World Series. That felt like a
Yeah.
blowout.
I mean, a 2-run lead might as well have been a 10-run lead with the pitching that was going on. I mean, you knew, chances were very slim that we're even going to get a runner on base, much less score a run.
Yeah, I guess it's the program, the coaching, and all that, like the tradition, the coaching that they have there now. I don't know where it. I guess that's how LSU finds these pitchers. But you get Paul Skeens, you get that Kate Anderson kid, and their number two pitcher could be an ace anywhere else in the country. Just an absolute, you know.
Number two, probably their number four, man. It's,
Yeah. But I
let's
mean,
be
yeah,
real about it. They've got some freshmen that they ain't even seen the light of day yet that we don't know. So
yeah. Well, Kate Anderson's going to be the number one pick in the MLB draft, so somebody's getting a hell of a pitcher there. Yeah, LSU has become what they were in the early 2000s, like late 90s, early 2000s, what we kind of grew up watching, which they were the perennial baseball power. At least
yes,
it was LSU, and kind of in that tier was Texas, Cal State, Fullerton. I mean, those were the teams when we were late high school, early college years. But for us, growing up and not really the internet going on, it was LSU. LSU was the perennial power, and they're kind of becoming that in again in a conference that has a lot of parity now, but is leaps and bounds above everybody else typically. Um, I think Coastal Carolina is benefiting from that some, just location, just being in kind of right in the middle of the SEC, not in the middle, on the far right of it, but kind of connected to the
they're
Southeast.
close enough to be pulling talent from the same pools. So I mean, they can get that trickle down economics working for them. So
Yeah, I mean they're benefiting in some way, shape, or form because I mean you look at Arkansas's roster. I mean there are good ball players around here, but Arkansas is pulling guys from really the entire SEC is pulling guys from California, the state of California that tradition, like I mentioned, Cal State Fullerton. There was a lot of talent coming out of California, and still is, really in every sport. But
it's a big
baseball,
state.
yeah, but baseball as well, as much as any of them. But those kids are coming to SEC schools now, and a lot of it has to do with NIL and just the atmosphere. It's not a big deal to play baseball at UCLA in Los Angeles. It's a big deal to play for the Dodgers, but not UCLA. It's a big deal to come play for the University of Arkansas or the University of Kentucky or Tennessee. It's a big deal to do. It's a bigger deal to do that here. It just means more. The slogan. These are our pro teams, and
It means more because it has to. Yeah, we don't have pro teams.
yeah,
So
it's what we got. So that's you're attracting those players from the West Coast. Our leadoff guy is from Canada. We've got our SEC Player of the Year, Hawaiian, and well, as along
yeah,
with his twin brother, cleanup hitter, and well, I don't think they're twins, but your his brother, cleanup hitter, and third baseman from Australia. So there are a lot of guys that are going to be left out. So Coastal Carolina can do that with every program. Like, hey, come play here. We got a spot for you. Look what we've done. We've won a national championship in 2016. We're always in the mix. That's attractive. So
yeah,
yeah, I think it
they've done
is
it. So
trickle down economics to an extent. All right, what else college baseball do we want to discuss before moving on?
College baseball, didn't Tennessee's ace enter the transfer portal?
Why? He's going to the draft.
Or one of their starting pitchers I heard entered the transfer portal.
I'll say it's not going to be their starter. He's the projected number 2 pick in
Yeah,
the
the
MLB
the
draft.
people not going to the major leagues.
Okay, so who what would have been their ace is
And
entering a
Louisville
transfer.
just won. So
Okay. Yeah, 7-6 final. I saw that pop up on my phone. Um, so Louisville moving on. Um, yeah, they'll have to put they'll play Coastal Carolina, right?
yep.
They'll have to beat them twice. Uh, yeah, Arkansas wins tonight. It's 4 teams remaining. It would be LSU, Arkansas, and Louisville and Coastal Carolina. So yeah, it's getting interesting. I saw that Arkansas picked up some players in the transfer portal, some top prospects. They I think they picked up Little Rock Trojans ace, which makes sense considering the run that team had.
Yeah.
Um, he won't be the ace for Arkansas, but he'll certainly contribute to that roster. So good for him. There have been other players as well. I can't remember it off the top of my head and didn't take the time to make notes of it. But that's all I have for college baseball until 6 p.m. when I go watch it, and then next week when we talk about the results of all
Yeah.
that. Okay, we'll end on this. When we start the show next week, who are we talking about as the national champion?
LSU.
Yeah, I feel very confident with that.
Yeah. It's
I would love
yeah.
to be wrong, but I feel very confident that that's the best team, and that's the team that's probably going to win the whole thing.
Well,
They're too good. They're too good at everywhere.
yeah. If we're not talking about them next week, they had two terrible games.
Arkansas is capable of beating them
Well,
once.
they had two terrible games of hitting.
Yeah,
They can
yeah, it's
go into
hard
a
to
slump.
argue that. Like
Uh,
the only weakness is really their 9 hitter who's hitting like 200. But even you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
that's really their only weakness.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean they're loaded everywhere else. Pitching pitching is the best in the country. Hitting's best in the country. Um, from what I've seen. When you're
It,
9 hitters, your only weak spot. I mean, gosh, coaching top notch, as good as anywhere. No weaknesses. So
yeah.
it's
Whoever comes out on top can definitely say they're the best team because they definitely played the best in Omaha. So
correct. All right, well, let's move on then. There was some pretty big news. I think it actually came out yesterday, but I didn't hear about it till today. The greatest of all time is returning to his sport. Can you guess what I'm talking about? The greatest to ever do it is returning to his sport.
Tom Brady is going to do something. He going to play
No,
football again.
no. The United States of America is officially back on this. Still nothing. What about July 4th is when it all
Oh
goes
yeah,
down.
Joey Chestnut officially
Joey
back
Jaws
into the yeah.
Chestnut is making his return to the Nathan's hot dog eating contest. The
No
greatest
veggie
of all
dogs this
time.
year.
No, America is officially back. The GOAT is coming for his yellow belt July 4th. I saw that today. I posted twice about it. I was that excited about it. What what was the dispute exactly? We discussed it a year ago, but that's been a year. It was just that he got a sponsorship by or a partnership with this
Yes.
vegan hot dog eating company and wanted to do that and like use those. Is that what it was?
Correct. He wanted to use those instead of the Nathan's, who sponsors the hot dog eating contest. Instead of using their hot dogs. So
Yeah, you can't do that. It's like the guy in the one time I did a 1 mile beer race, which you have to drink a beer every lap. So you drink a beer and then run a 1/4 mile, and you have to do that 4 times until you're done. The guy that won it brought his own beer, and it was Angry Orchard. And I've tried it before, but like I don't think the alcohol content was as high. I To me, either way, it's like no, you drink the beer that they provide, that everybody else has to drink. Like that, that's what you should do.
because then you should just bring shots if they let you bring your own stuff. Just do 4 little
Yeah,
shots.
yeah. I mean, it's like no. I mean, I get it. It's not that deep. It's a beer race, But at the same time, it's like no. You should be able to. You should do what everybody else is doing, especially if you're going to go win the thing like that guy did. So there should be an asterisk next to that guy's name. I don't think he got anything for it. Nothing special. I was just thankful I didn't throw up at the or during or after it. Um, but yeah, that he shouldn't have been able to bring his own beer, and Joey Chestnut shouldn't have been able to bring his vegan hot dogs. He's got to eat the same ones that everybody else does, and the committee felt the same way, and that's why there was no Joey Chestnut last year. He was being stubborn about it. It's my understanding, and sat out. But I'm not surprised he's back. I mean, this is his thing. Like this is what makes him famous. Nobody watches Major League Eating. No, it's not like I'm tuning into the Wingstop Open or whatever it is, or the White Castle Burger Challenge or 10-minute challenge.
Are these real things that
I
you're
think the
naming
White
off?
I think the White Castle one is, or it's Crystal. It's one of those two. Yeah, there is a real thing of it's how many wings can you eat, how much yeah, how many like White Castle burgers you can eat, or Crystal. It's one of the two. That type of burger.
Hmm.
They have those for everything. Like Major League Eating is a real thing. But I don't. The only thing I watch is the Fourth of July hot dog eating contest. That's what I watch. That's the one time I watch it and like look forward to watching it. Is it's the big one. It's their Super Bowl. And
It's America.
yeah, and Joey Chestnut brought the yellow belt back to the United States. He's an American hero as far as I'm concerned. For
Yeah, took it away from Kobayashi.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
and never gave it back. He got beaten once, I think, um, in like a 16-year stretch, something like that. I think he's won 16 mustard yellow belts, and this might be 17. He's going for July 4th. He's still going strong. He's not crushing 70 anymore, but he's in his 60s, and he's still easily the winner every time he does it.
Yeah.
No one's challenged him. So yeah, it's good to see him back. I don't think I watched. I don't think I even watched last year, just because it's like, well, Chestnut's not in it, so I don't care. It's like when Tiger was hurt or wasn't playing. I didn't care about golf. I'm a casual golf fan. I'm a casual uh, competition eater fan. Like how if I'm in a restaurant and a guy's trying to, and there's a just Joe Schmo orders the 72-ounce steak. Yeah, I'm interested. I want to see how he does if he can do it. Or at the Mean Pig and Cabot when somebody tries the Shut Up Juice challenge. Yeah, I'm watching that. But that's the only time when it's there in front of me. But I will tune in to watch Joey Chestnut crush dogs on July 4th. Absolutely. So that's big news, man. Joey Jaws Chestnut is back representing the U.S. at the Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest July 4th. You're tuning into that, right?
Yes. Yes. It's always pretty early. I always it seems like every year I always catch it a little late. So doesn't it usually kick off at like 10 a.m. or something like that?
Something like that. But I tune in early just for the announcer, the guy who's also the chairman of that Major League Eating. He does all the announcing and the build up to it. He's a word savant on that microphone. I mean, he is an absolute word savant. I could just listen to him do introductions to Becky coming in from vacation at work. Just you, he could go to the he could go to I don't know 3C at the hospital I work at and do introductions for the nursing staff coming in to start their shift that day, and I'd sit there and watch it. He's that good at it. He just always comes up with something elegant to say about it. Makes it individual to the person. I really like it. Love listening to the dude talk about as much as I love watching the contest itself. Okay, we've got 8 minutes left in the show. Let's actually talk about some other stuff going on. Not to minimize Nathan's hot dog eating contest. Just saying, there's quite a bit of stuff to talk about. NBA Finals. So it looked like Pacers might have been the favorite after 3 games. Pacers just, I was kept saying, 0-4 Pistons vibes. Really looked like that after game 3, and really looked like that through a lot of
Most of
game
game
4.
4.
Well, here's the thing. I had a 2-mile race Saturday morning, and I had to get up at 4 something, like 4:40 a.m. So I was in bed and I hadn't slept. I hadn't slept really. I hadn't gotten more than 6 hours of sleep, but maybe once in like three weeks. I'm talking about in one night, more than 6 hours. I don't think I had that more than one time in 3 weeks. I was like, I got to go to bed. I'll see who won in the morning. And I saw Oklahoma City came back. That was one of the first things I checked that morning. I was like, who won that? I was like, oh, wow. Thunder came back and won. Okay, we got a series. Because the Pacers would have won Friday night. That's a wrap. That would have been it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Thunder came back and won it. Tied the series at 2 games apiece. Thunder won it last night with a 40-point performance from Jalen Williams and 31 from SGA. I mean, OKC looking like the super team that we know they are. And I don't know, they responded like champions do, up 3-2. We both picked Oklahoma City, but I picked them in 6. I'm going to stick with that. Oklahoma City in 6. I just if the Pacers can, I think they know like if the Pacers come back and win this, it's going to be way more interesting. Of course, they know this. It's going to be way more interesting than we want it to be. I think the Thunder get it done in 6. What say you?
I think Thunder are going to take care of business on the next game because they don't even want to give them a chance, to even get their hopes up with the game 6. So yeah,
With the game 7, you mean?
with a game 7. So
Now, if
yeah, I think they take care of
Halliburton's,
business.
I don't know the extent of the Halliburton injury. I just heard about it. I really didn't see last night. I had to be one of the coaches at family track night, and then me and a couple of gals from my run club ran 6 miles after. So by the time I came home, took a shower, and got out, it was the fourth quarter. Still hadn't made anything to eat, so I had to make something to eat. And by the time I went and sat down, they were interviewing Jalen Williams. So I really didn't see any of the game. I just saw Oklahoma City was in front the whole time. But I knew that lead wasn't safe because of what Indiana does or has done throughout the postseason. But saw Oklahoma City got it done. I was like, okay, they got this. And then I heard Halliburton's hurt or
Hmm.
got hurt and was playing in the second half. I don't know, probably shouldn't have. But then again, it's the finals. What are you going to say? No, sit down. I get it. I get Rick Carlisle wanting him out there and Halliburton wanting to be out there. So, but hindsight's always 2020. Uh, if Halliburton's healthy enough, I think the Pacers could force a game 7, but I don't see it happening. Oklahoma City's too good, too talented. That should like LSU should be the national champions in college baseball. Oklahoma City should be the NBA champions. They're the best team.
Yes.
They should get it done and should get it done in 6 games next game. All right. We'll kind of end on this. Maybe. Panthers and Oilers playing tonight. This is game 6 for them. The Florida Panthers lead at 3 games to 2. You had Florida in 7, right?
Yes, Florida in 7.
All right. I had Edmonton in 7, and really that's just because they got the best player, Connor McDavid, and it's so hard to win twice, like to win back to back in the NHL, back to back championships. Um, but would I be surprised if Florida wins it? Absolutely not. It was really kind of 50-50 for me as far as who would have won it and or who I would have picked. So for the reasons I already explained, I picked Edmonton. But tonight you're in Florida, up 3 games to 2. Do the Panthers get it done tonight?
For some reason, I don't think so. I think the Oilers get them tonight.
So you think Florida is going to win it in Edmonton?
Yes.
Okay, I wouldn't be surprised. It's yeah, these things seem to always want to go 7. You never really know what's going to happen because it looked like Florida was going to what didn't last year Florida went up 3 games to 0, then Edmonton won the next 3, and then Florida won it in game 7.
Did it go to a game 7?
Yes, no, it went to a game 7. It
Yeah,
was
I think.
either
Yeah.
that It was either that or Florida was up 3-1, and then Edmonton came back and won the next 2, and then Florida won game 7. It definitely went 7. So I would not be surprised. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not going to pretend here and act like I do. Um, but I don't know. If Edmonton wins it tonight, that doesn't mean they're going to win game 7 at home. That's what I like about the Stanley Cup Final so much is you really don't know. You can have an idea. It doesn't mean it's going to happen, though.
Mhm.
Okay. I don't know. There was kind of a big golf tournament. If we should probably end it on that, right?
Yeah. I was
I'll
gonna
let you
say you
take it.
gotta mention JJ Spawn winning his very first major.
You got to.
Yeah, got to. Name, it's not a very well known name, but you will know it from here on out. He's seen success at every level that he's competed in. He's had to deal with a lot of self doubt. He just didn't think he had what it takes to win at the professional level, but he proved to himself and everyone else that he can do it. And yeah, he did it on one of the toughest courses on the planet, I think. So good on him. So that's a career changer right there.
Okay, what was his final score?
I think it was even par. So
Okay, which is essentially what you predicted, right? You were either going to be above
I was,
par or about even.
yeah, I was thinking everybody was going to be above par. So
Well, it's like you said, tough course, but yeah. I mean, he got it done. Good on him. And so we did get that into the show. Would have been a shame if we didn't. I mean, it was the U.S. Open, all kind of a big deal. But we're out of time. We're going to get off of here and go watch Arkansas hopefully beat UCLA in the College World Series. But until next week, I'm Grandpal.
Brother Brown,
Deuces, y'all.
peace.